So how do I increase my strength? A lot of clients will ask me that from time to time, and the biggest answer I give them is consistency. Show up day in and day out and have a vision of success. And what I mean by that is not just coming in 1 week and then the next week and then thinking you would take a week off and like, oh, you know what, 2 or 3 weeks here is good and 2 or 3 weeks off is okay. Like, it's understanding what you want, moving towards it, but then coming in every day and trying to getting to a place physically, mentally, and also spiritually that, hey, look, I'm looking for complete progress, not just from a momentary standpoint. How long should I train for each day? So that's a question that's posed quite often in the strength and conditioning community and for coaches. And for me, it varies. It's based off of athletes, their needs, what they're looking to do. Maybe they're just an athlete that's someone that's retired from a specific sport. Now they're working a regular 9 to 5. So their needs and the duration of a training session is going to be different than somebody who's potentially in season, let's say with an NFL football player or potentially a basketball player, all these different things, collegiate, high school, or professional. So you basically have to understand who you're working with, and then you can go ahead and start to talk about how long a session would be. How many days a week do I need to train? That's also specific to an athlete. Sometimes it can be daily. Some depends on what it is, and there's also different cycles or phases that people go through. But for me as a coach, I'm always just trying to tailor towards my athlete. What's their needs? Some athletes might need 3 days a week. For instance, right now I have some former collegiate football players and they're looking to play in the NFL coming up. So I'm training them 3 days a week and they do a 4th day on their own, which is positional drills. So that's specific to them. But I also train some motocross athletes, and right now she's only training twice a week. So it all depends on in season. Is it preseason? Is it postseason? There's so many variables, but just making sure whoever you're working with that you're roping them into a place of safety first and foremost, but something that's conducive to their sport and what they're looking to get out of currently. So question 4, how long will it take to see results? Well, results is all based off, sometimes it's relative. Depends on what you deem results as. For instance, if I have a client that comes in and they've never trained before, and after their first session, they will be showing progression by the end because I'm giving them cues, I'm asking them to do techniques, and from the first rep to the last rep, they're getting better. So there's some immediate results. There's also daily, there's weekly, there's monthly, there's yearly. For me, a lot of my athletes that I train, and one of the ways I screen them when I come in, and I'll say, look, goals are fine, but what is your vision? Like, what do you want out of training 2 to 3 years down the road? So it all depends on really what you're looking for, but for me, results is all specific to the individual again, and then also what they're looking for and like how long they're gonna be involved and what's their desire as an athlete. Another question is, athletes ask me, do I need to train all year round? And yes, you do. Specifically professional athletes. I give people this illustration. So we would come home and I played in 3 AFC championship games. And the second that AFC championship game, we had lost all 3 of them. But second it was done, it took me 2 days to drive home and to get there. So I drove home one day, stayed the night. The next day you kind of regroup, just kind of get your bearings from the season. The 3rd day I'd start training again. So I didn't miss any days. And it's because you only have so much time to progress. And there's recovery. Now, it's not like I go right back in and lift super heavy, all those things, but training never stops. And the reason training never stops is because you're teaching yourself mentally that this is what I must do all year round to be elite, to be the best athlete I can be. There is no days off, there is no time off. The ones that reach a high level will always maximize their training, and they will do that all year round.